We can't talk about the story of Bonkers for Jesus and Urban University without sharing how critical our volunteer mentors and our community partners have been in this journey. We wouldn't have a story without them.
I've been part of Urban University since it was called Bonkers for Jesus approximately 8 years ago. I started because I was asked to be a participant, and at first I was hesitant because I was working with ladies in recovery in the women's program, and I didn't know if kids would find me entertaining or not.
Having been a board member for a number of years, I, of course, knew about all of the ministries and programs that the Erie City Mission offers, the men's programs, the women's programs, things intended for the public, and also, the youth programs. But it really wasn't until I became a mentor. I was a mentor for 2 programs and also had the honor of co-teaching one with Miss Tracy, a class. But it wasn't until I was there and participated that I really, really understood what it was about.
My name is Jacob Bartko. Currently, I'm the Vice President of Operations at the Jefferson Educational Society. I was formerly the Executive Director here at Community Access Media. I was first introduced to the Youth Ministries program at the Erie City Mission in 2014. Miss Rosemary brought in a filmmaker to work with the youth at the time, and they wanted to use the Community Access Television editing studios to edit the video. They were creating a music video at the time, and they needed somewhere to edit that. So we offered our facilities to help with the program in 2014.
When I first got involved with the City Mission's Urban University, it was actually back when it was Bonkers for Jesus. And so that was back in about 2013, 2014. It was one of the courses that they had at that time was a creative writing course, and there was a book signing that was taking place, and I was invited to the book signing just to see what it was about. And so at that point, once I had seen what was happening with the Bonkers for Jesus program, and then once I saw that, I really wanted to get involved with it. And so I started volunteering, leading courses, things like that.
Why did I choose to be involved with Urban University? Well, I'm also an employee of the Erie City Mission, and I've been friends with Miss Rose for 15 or so years since she's been working there, maybe longer actually. And I've watched Miss Rose develop this program, the Youth Ministries, and I've admired her work ethic and what she's done with the youth. And one day I just inquired, and she had a need, and I was able to help her fill a need, and that's where it all began.
Well, I know our friend Rose really well from going to church with her for years, and she was always involved in really cool programs with kids, and I always admired that. So I always watched what she was doing, and when she came to the City Mission and started this, it was really fun to get involved with her.
Our volunteer mentors have been the backbone of everything we have done in these last 12 years. They have supported our courses, they have led our courses, they have prepared meals for our courses, but most importantly, they have walked alongside our students and let them know how important they are and how much they believe in them.
So personally, I really feel like this experience, just being able to be a mentor or a leader of one of the courses, has been an immensely gratifying experience for me. Getting to work with youth such as yourself and seeing your personal growth over the weeks or the months that this program takes place is really cool to see. But also getting to teach you a skill or getting to show a group of youth how to put their words and ideas not only on paper but into a form of media, whether that's a podcast, whether that's an animation or a video. That's really what I love to do, and getting to share that with other people and youth specifically is a really cool experience.
I think that this program definitely makes an impact on the community and on the youth because it is allowing students the opportunity to step outside of their comfort zones, to do hard things, as we often say, to try to make better impacts for their families and their friendships, their schools. It's just an overall really impactful program for the community and the youth.
For myself, one of my favorite memories being part of Urban University is working with Jay, because to see the transformation that took place in his life, I don't want to cry here, has been really rewarding.
Something that I will never forget, I won't call any names, but a course that I was most recently involved with, I received 2 accolades, or a thank you card, and a commendation, like a certificate, appreciation. And it's something that I had laminated and framed, and it's something that I will never forget because it was authentic and it was heartfelt, and it was just so organic, and it means a lot to me.
Well, we're going back a few years, so now technology is really out there in front, but one of the things, because there were so many languages, we used Google Translate. And I can remember the one day that I was trying to tell these 2 girls what a great job they were doing and how awesome their work was. Well, Google Translate told them something totally different. So they looked at me like I had 2 heads, and I was wondering why they weren't appreciative that I was saying what good work they were doing. And then we realized I was telling them something totally different, and we had a good laugh out of that. And laughter is something that you don't need to translate.
I have a handful of favorite memories. The thing that I always will remember, and this goes back to 2015, this is 8 years ago, I got to experience the full week. The full week, the program used to be 1 week in length, and I remember sitting in my car on Friday after the camp was done at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and just taking a deep breath and soaking in what I had just experienced. The week was full of learning. It was full of new experiences for the youth, new experiences for me, and just all of the forms of leadership and engagement and fun that both the mentors and the mentees were experiencing during that week. I just remember reflecting on that, sitting in my car on a July day, and just thinking, wow, what have I just experienced, and what has all of the 100 youth that were there experienced, and how powerful that was. There are no words that describe how happy I was to be involved.
I do believe that Urban University has helped me to grow more confident. It's made me more aware of my shyness sometimes, and it has helped me to grow and push past it. And I do mean push past it. There's been times where I've really had to push myself to do something that I did not necessarily want to do, but yet I chose to continue past that. Because it's for a good reason. If I don't do it, they're not going to do it either. So it's important.
Yeah, there were times when we had a challenging class, and I really questioned, was I to be in this program? Is this really what God had for me? Because it seemed as though I was failing, that the students that were having struggles, as though I'm gonna cry, that I couldn't make an impact on them. But they had a choice to make, whether they were going to allow God to change them or not. And so when someone makes that choice not to go and not to submit and not to obey, and then I grieve, thinking, what could I have done? What should I have done? How could I have made them, how could I have encouraged them to draw close to the Lord? But God had called me and equipped me to do this. So it was hard, it was challenging. I questioned whether I should do it, but it's not my program, it's His. It's not my life, it's His. And if He wants me to do that, even if it's hard every session, I will continue to do it until He says no.
So the way that the program is set up to capture the hearts of middle school and high school students and show them that there's more to life outside of school, enlightening them to different career paths and opportunities within the community, but also within their own hobbies and in their own interests to fuel them to go on to college or find jobs within something that is intriguing to them. What I truly love about it is that it does it in a biblical way and incorporates an aspect of Jesus into it along the way, which is rare for an organization to combine those two things, and something I think is very important.
It inspired me by just doing positive things, just trying to be a positive influence and role model for the youth. I think the youth need positive role models reinforced in their lives, Christian values. They need that in this day and age, in this time that we're living in.
So if I were to want to encourage somebody to become involved in Urban University as a mentor, as a teacher, I would really say the message would be the same on a different level, but as what it is for the students. Do something challenging. Step outside your comfort zone. You can be rewarded for that in so many different ways that you don't even anticipate or acknowledge. And like I said, I thought as a mentor I was going to be a teacher. Oh no, God had something else in mind. He wanted me to be a student. And what I got out of the program was entirely more than what I put into it. So I'd encourage people, get outside your comfort zone and and be amazed. Be amazed at what, the Lord has in store for you.
When Miss Rose came to me and asked me about this, I immediately said, I'm not a teacher. I never had education in teaching. I've always had kids around me. I don't have any of my own children, but I've always had kids around me. And when kids get excited about something, it makes it so much easier. So I was pretty nervous, but I could hear God telling me, this is what you need to do. I've gone on mission trips before and been away from home for a couple weeks at a time to do a missions trip, but God answered my prayer of, I want to do something local. I want to do something that's important. And the youth is really important.
So I know that there are tons of other organizations and businesses throughout Erie County that can offer experiences to local youth here in the Erie community. What I would say to them is take a chance. Take a chance to help the future of Erie. The youth that are coming in through this program are excited to learn. They're excited to learn about what you have to offer. They're excited to learn about a new experience that they may not have otherwise had. So I would encourage you as a business, as an organization, take a chance on some people that may be interested in what you're doing, help provide them an opportunity for growth and learning. And at the end of the day, that experience will help the betterment of our community.
So Urban University is something that has filled my bucket, that's for sure. Because I get to have those opportunities to work with the youth and to learn and do new things. And so I'm constantly talking it up to people around me. Like I said, I work in a high school and I'm always trying to promote it within our school district. Always trying to say, this is an organization. If you have an opportunity, you should be mentoring. You should come in and do this. Because I want people to have the same experiences that I've had, to get involved in their community and to make a difference for the youth that are here.
So for anyone who is interested or considering mentoring or being a part of Urban University, I would absolutely advocate for this organization and this program because there is value on both sides, on all sides, to be able to work with students and allow them to find interest and find their own leadership skills is so worth the effort you put into it. or the finances that you put into it. It is a program that is community focused, which allows students to focus on Erie and focus on the place that they live. They may not always stay here, and that's okay, but for those of us that are likely going to stay here, we want to build up the next generation and help them in any way that we can to make this a great place.
As anyone was questioning me whether they should be a mentor or be involved in Urban University, I would give them a definite yes. You need to do this because what you receive from the program is much more than you could ever give or invest in it. You give a small part, but to see the change and transformation in the young people, to see what happens during the workshops and the skills that these young people were learning that many, even myself as a mentor, didn't learn until I was an adult. I didn't have those kinds of opportunities. Urban University is a life-changing experience, and I think everyone needs to be involved in it.